Good morning, guys. Well, anybody feel like you just woke up in November of 2020 all over again? Uh, yeah, nothing happened the way we were all led to believe. Red wave didn't happen. Okay. We got shown last night, the American public, not just the right, that we are as divided gets, and we were shown very simply that the population of the United States still has more stupid people than they have patriots. Just how it is. I'm sorry, I'm going to call a spade a spade. If you don't like it, the little X up in the corner right there, might want to hit that one. Okay. After all the debacles that we've had over the last 2 years, next to nothing changed yesterday. Okay. Right now, the Senate is at 48-48. There are 4 states left. Georgia, where Warnock is winning by about 1%, but doesn't have the 50%. So that'll probably go to a runoff. Arizona, where Mark Kelly is winning by 6%. Go figure that. Everybody's like, oh, Blake Masters is going to win this one. 6% is a big loss. Okay. Wisconsin, where Ron Johnson's holding on to the incumbent, is holding on to a 1% lead. And Nevada, where Adam Laxalt is holding on to about a 2.5% lead. Other than that, in regards to changes yesterday that we already know, 1. Our infamous stroke victim who can't string 3 words together for a sentence, no, I'm not talking about Joe Biden, John Fetterman beat Mehmet Oz. Okay. So literally right now, we are looking at a very strong possibility of a 50-50 Senate still, because you just had Pennsylvania and Nevada switch parties, and that's it. Okay. Could Herschel Walker still pull it out? Sure. Okay. Could Blake Masters? I doubt it. But at this point, where everybody was talking about 53, 54, maybe up to 56, we're going to be lucky to get to 51. Okay. Now, in the House, I don't think this really came up to be too much of a surprise for anybody. The House looks like it's going to go strong GOP. So we'll have the majority there. But even then, you had some losses that, Mayra Flores down in Texas, the woman who won the special election earlier this year, lost, So, the people down there went back to their old ways of, gee, I don't know anything about the candidates. I'll just vote D. All right. Some of the elections that we're expected to hear, oh, these could flip, right? Maggie Hassan trounced Dan Bolduc. Michael Bennett in Colorado trounced his opponent. I take it back. There was another senatorial race. J.D. Vance did win in Ohio. So there's got to be another Democrat flip somewhere that I'm just not knowing there. Okay, it's my mistake. But the governor's races, these are some that just completely floor me. How in the world did Michigan reelect Gretchen Whitmer? I mean, Michigan, she destroyed your state, and you gave her 4 more years. Please explain what's going on there. Kari Lake is down 2 points in Arizona. Now, you can imagine Arizona right now is a freaking mess with everything that happened in Maricopa County yesterday. So you can almost bet that one's going to wind up in the court system. Kathy Hochul won in New York. There was all this talk. Lee Zeldin was up 2 points going into yesterday. This is why polls don't matter, guys. Because people lie, people don't answer the phones, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't matter. But what I will tell you is this. For all those people that didn't vote yesterday, thank you. Because the mess we now have to live in for the next 2 years, yeah, you're directly responsible for it. So, I'm sorry if it was too difficult for you to get out to vote. If it didn't matter anymore, yeah, it mattered. And by you not doing anything, that was you accepting the status quo. I'm sorry. What yesterday told me is we are closer to balkanization than we were on Monday. That this country is way too divided to ever come out again in one piece. As much as it would be nice to be a unified country, there's no possible way. When half the country looks at gas prices, looks at food prices, looks at inflation, looks at the economy, looks at the southern border, looks at crime, and goes, yeah, you know what? This is good. We're screwed. Simple as that, okay? There's no other way to put it. The only thing at this point we can hope for is that the states, the border states, or whatever, depending on which one it is, the red states, double down on everything they've been doing, okay? You want illegals? Good. Instead of sending buses, let's send convoys of buses to Washington, D.C., to New York, to Chicago, whatever it is. Let them have all the illegals. Let them have all the crime. That was it. There's so much that's to be said about buy stuff that's only made in the United States. I'm going to start looking at buying stuff that's only made in the red United States, because I'm sorry, if you're a conservative and you live in one of these blue states, and I understand that, but your peers, the other people, are destroying where you live. And by them destroying where they live, they're destroying where I live. And I can't support them at all, okay? I don't have to worry about it too much here, walking into a store and finding out it's a liberal-run place, but some of you do. And this is up to you whether you support it or not. Yesterday was another nail in the coffin for the United States. I didn't want to believe it. I've always believed in this country. I always thought we could survive anything. We can't survive this. Stupidity is a disease that has no cure. And we have far too many stupid people in this country. We tried the ballot box. I'm afraid the next one is going to be the cartridge box, because 2 more years of what we've just had will bring this country completely to its knees. The little glimmer of hope is that the GOP took the House. At least a divided Congress will do nothing, okay? I mean, that was my biggest hope for this election, everything. Not that anything was going to change, because it's not like you're going to flick a switch and the Inflation Reduction Act is going to be shut off, or they're going to start building the border wall or anything like that. Biden still had the veto pen. My hope was that no further damage can be done. I'm hoping that at least having a GOP-controlled House of Representatives will do that, because, Congress doesn't get as much press, if you will, as the senators do. We really don't know how many rhinos are in there. We'll see. But after yesterday, guys, nothing has changed. You need to prep for economic disaster. You need to prep for World War III. You need to prep for a civil war, because the voters yesterday told you that's what's coming. That's what they want. There is no peaceful negotiation between the sides anymore. This is just it's just over. I that you don't know how bad that pains me to say this. The United States as a country is pretty much done. We can be called the States, but we ain't united, and I don't ever see that happening again. Pinball out.